Welcome back to Brazil. We've just taken out 11 more trees and made some money, which is good because we need some money. And we have some more room to mow. I don't think whatever we mow today is going to be silage by tomorrow, but, we can always put it aside and it will be silage eventually, and silage is always worth money. We have another problem, though. Over here, apparently yesterday when we were seeding, we missed a spot. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but at some point today we're going to need to grab the seeder and just seed that area there with soybeans again like we did the rest of the field. It'll be a month behind, but that's okay. I know we're only a few months in, but we really are kind of running out of time on paying these taxes, and I think we need to start paying some in every month. But in order to pay in every month, we're going to have money every month, and we're going to have a steady supply of money every month. So I think we're going to need to install some productions that make money and make money fairly quickly. So to that end, I think what we're going to do today, we're not going to make any loan payments today. We're going to start that in January. And my hope is by the following January, we have all of it paid off. That is my goal. So that gives us 12 months to pay $120,000. So that's $10,000 a month. That's math even I can do. So what we're going to do today, I believe, is the first thing we're going to do is go plant out the rest of that field. And then over here, I think we're going to install some open gardens. And open gardens are great, and they really produce well. But we would have to install a whole lot of them in order to get the amount of money that we need. So we are going to install a few open gardens, and we're going to install a mini BGA. So that's kind of the immediate plans for the future. But right now we are going to hook up to this seeder, and we're going to go over to that field, and we are going to finish planting it. Seeding. Please don't make ugly comments. Actually, make all the ugly comments you want. Just make a comment. That'd be great. All right, we may actually end up testing these Brazilian iron crops that are virtually indestructible. I don't want to, but if we happen to drive on some, hopefully what I have been told is true, and we will not destroy our crops. These actually may be small enough at the moment that we wouldn't destroy them anyway. Well, we're going to have to drive across part of them. Let's see. Hey, nothing happened. Very good. All right, I believe we've got it mostly planted now. At least it's planted more than it was before. I did have to take out a few pieces of existing crop, but I think it'll be okay. You know, when you make mistakes, you just kind of have to laugh at yourself a little bit and do what you can to fix it. So I think it'll be all right. All right, so the next thing we need to do is to put in our gardens, our open gardens. All right, I think probably the best place for those is going to be right over here, right here in front of me, actually. So this is where we're going to put them. All right, there's lots of greenhouses here. These guys are inexpensive. They really produce well, and they produce crops that no other greenhouses will. So they are unique and valuable to the game, in my opinion. So we're going to go that way. And I'd like to get 4 of these in here if I can. Well, I didn't get that one very straight, did I? Let's do that again. There, that's better. Let's get another one in here. And another one in here. There. That looks neat and tidy. We're going to go ahead and put some dirt in here while we're thinking about it. And just kind of tidy up this whole installation. Make it look like we did this on purpose. There we go. That looks very nice. All right, now each one of these needs seeds and either manure or solid fertilizer and water. So we're going to have to supply them with all of those things. So we're going to get these going first. We're going to see how much money we have left. And if we have enough money, we'll go ahead and put in our BGA. If I don't feel like we have enough money, then we'll just set these to grow a crop and we'll start selling whatever they grow. Either way, we're going to make some money off of these guys. So we're going to need a trailer because we'll have to put manure or solid fertilizer in these guys. And we're going to need seeds. So I think we could probably buy both of those things in pallets. So I'm going to grab our trailer here and I'll meet you guys over at the store. All right, we are back and we have 8,000 liters of seeds and we have almost 20,000 liters of fertilizer. So what we're going to do, I think on this end is probably the end that makes the most sense over here by the house. We are going to install a distributor for these gardens. It makes life so much easier when you're dealing with these. If we didn't have one of these, we would have to fill each one of these individually. Instead, we can just fill this distributor and it will send out seeds and fertilizer and water to all of our greenhouses. So we can park that right there. And then we should just be able to drive in front of it and our stuff will automatically load into... Yeah, look, our seeds are already going, our fertilizer's going, everything's going in. Very good. Just makes life a little easier. Very good. The one thing I didn't get was a water tank. And I'll need to do that. And we're going to be just a little bit short on buying our BGA. So that's probably going to have to wait until next month. But that's okay. We're just going to store up. We're going to grow potatoes and sugar beets. And we're going to send those to our BGA. But until then, we can just go ahead and store those. There's all of our silage. Ooh, we need to check the price on that as well. I'm going to stop and check the price on that real quick. Because we have had this discussion before about these price guides. Well, there's only one place that takes them, so yeah, the price is right now. So, I'm not going to worry about water at the moment. We're going to get these sold before it gets dark. Oh, you'll also notice, I forgot to mention, that I have put some hard borders around these fields. You can see I've got meadow grass and I've got road. That's no longer a field. That's a good hard border that a direct seeder or direct drill will not penetrate because it's not a field or a cultivator. All right, so we're going to load these guys up and see what we get. I think these are 150. It's been so long since we did these. Is that it? Yes, it is. All right, let's sell these dogs. Okay. How come it's not selling these? They're all silage. All right, we're making some money now. Well, this is our last load, and we have made pretty good money. I did make a mistake. There was one full stack, and then that little partial stack that's still left over that wasn't quite silage yet, and I sold them as grass bales without noticing. So, yeah, I cheated myself out of about $15,000. You know, stuff happens. We still got enough money, so I'm not going to stress about it too much. There's nothing I can do about it now. It's all been done. All right. So we're at 203,177. We've done very well with our silage. But, you know, I think if we went ahead and converted to a fermenting silo, I think we'd be better off. I wouldn't accidentally sell grass thinking I was selling silage for sure. That doesn't happen. The only real downside is that you have to have something pretty large to transport it in, or you have to have a production that is going to use silage like our BGA. So if we had a fermenting silo and a BGA, we could just distribute the silage over to the BGA. And I think that would make life much easier. So, I'm going to take this trailer back. And then I'm going to go buy a water tanker and a harvester, because we now have the money for a harvester. And when I'm done, if I have enough money for the BGA, then we can go ahead and put that in as well. And then we will have had an extremely productive December. Let's just park this out of the way pretty quickly, because we're going to be running out of daylight before we know it. All right, I'll meet you guys over at the shop. Well, there's nothing in the sale for us. I think our decisions are fairly easy. I think the water tanker we want is going to be in animals. And I really don't think there's a better deal anywhere for a water tanker. If you know of one, please let me know. If it's got a better price per liter, then let me know. But this one, as far as I'm concerned, this is probably one of the better deals in the game. 15,300 liters for $5,000. And that's real hard to beat. So we're going to buy that. And then we're going to look at harvesters. But I think that's going to be a pretty clear decision too. We have a lot to choose from, I'll be honest with you. But I think our decision's going to be fairly simple. I think we're just going to go with the obvious one, which I think the two-wheel drive will serve us fine. We're going to go up to the higher horsepower, because it's not that much more. It's $1,500 more. We're going to go with the long auger, because at some point we're going to have a long header. And we're going to up the size of our bin. Right now it's 7,000. Just with this one little extension, this $1,000 extension, we can up it to 10,219. And with the XL, we can up it to 12,219. I think we're going to do that. We don't have a shed this will fit in anyway. So we'll go ahead and buy this with the big bin. And that way we may not have to empty it at all when we're harvesting. So we're going to buy this guy right here. Okay. And we still have 132,587. So let's go back. And we're going to need to buy ourselves a header. So there are some headers that are discounted. You kind of got to look in the bargain bin way in the back, but they're here, right here. Now this one is 8.5 meters. This one is 12 meters. 24.35. I'm inclined to go with the bigger header. I don't think we'd ever need to upgrade that. I think 12 meters would be fine for anything we need to do. 8.5, that's going to take us a little longer to do the job. So, you know, it's 10,000 for, you know, a lot more. Yeah, we're going with this. We have the money, so let's buy it. The only issue we have now is whether we can get this back actually on the harvester. But we don't need to do that at the moment. We can wait and bring the harvester back a little closer to the time that we need it. Right now, let's go get some water in our greenhouses. And We have $97,000 left. I believe that we can buy a BGA, make a $10,000 payment on our loan, and still have money left over. Let's see if we can get some free water out of the river. I think this is one of the areas that I would like to clear off at some point. Heading back to the river here. Well, that bank is pretty steep. Well, that's not bad over here. Boy, it's just hard to see anything with all the trees, so I would like to have a section of this that is usable. Well, I should be able to get water right here. Yep, we're filling up. Free water. We'll do this as long as it's practical, but then when we have the money, we will... Oh my goodness. The deer in Brazil can run on the water. That is amazing. Wonder how they taste. We're going to activate all of these. Water, seeds, solid fertilizer, correct? Yes. So water, distributing, seeds, distributing, fertilizer, distributing. Okay, we're good there. Now we need to come down here. Potatoes plus seeds plus solid fertilizer. Potatoes. We're going to put them on distributing because we will have a BGA soon. And if we have it on distributing and there's nothing to distribute to, it will just store them. And then these two, we're going to do sugar beets. All right, very good. Our productions are working. I'll get some more water in this in just a bit, but I would like to figure out where our BGA is going to go. It's not very large, so we should be able to put it somewhere fairly out of the way. We don't really need to have much access to it. At some point, we may be putting slurry in it, but we really don't need a whole lot of access to it. I think it can go back here in this corner. Just be kind of out of the way and not bother anyone. So we're going to put it right here. So we're going to choose the mini BGA with refueling. Now, I don't know if we'll ever use the refueling or not, but it costs the same as the BGA without refueling, so in my mind, there's no real reason not to have the refueling. Okay, so get that tree. I don't want the tree actually sticking into the building. I don't mind if it's somewhere near the building. That looks pretty good, and I think I'll have decent access to it. Want to be sure before I click the button. Always want to be sure before I click the button. Alright, I think that's as out of the way as we can get it. And still have good access to it. Oh, boy, it put that concrete way back there, didn't it? Oh, so we have a tree growing out of the concrete. That's okay. I don't think that's going to hurt anything. All right, so let's go back to our productions. And come up here. I'm sure we have a BGA up here now. There it is. So for now, we're doing sugar beets and potatoes. And we're storing all of our stuff. We're going to make electric charge. We're making electric charge, methane, and digestate. And then when we have crops, this is a good place to put our straw because it will also run the BGA. And then at some point, we will have our silage fermenting silo and just start sending silage over here as well. That's your best formula. You're going to make more money with silage than you will with anything else. And then slurry and then manure. So as much as I don't want to, we may end up with a cow barn. You know, we can automatically sell the milk. That's usually, I don't know, $7,000 to $12,000 every month from just automatically selling milk. So that's a nice little bit of income as well. So we just have to, if we're going to do milk, then we have to do total mixed ration. And we could just do beef cows and feed them hay and get the slurry from there. And I also would like to do the math. We could put our straw in a cow barn and get manure out. Or we could put our straw in here and just directly make electricity, methane, and digestate. So I really kind of need to sit down and do the math and figure out if it's worth it to run the straw through the cow barn or just put it directly into the BGA. But those are questions for another day because it is almost dark. And I think we're going to call that an episode because we've gotten a whole lot done today. We've got our sugar beets growing and our potatoes growing, and they're going to go over to our new BGA, and they are going to make lots of products for us to sell. I think I'm going to go in and go ahead and set the electricity and methane to sell automatically. And then that way, when we wake up in January, we'll have a little bit more money. I'm going to take 10,000 of this and I'm going to pay down our debt so that when I'm done, we'll only owe $110,000 and we'll still have $31,536 with which to operate. So all in all, I think we're doing really, really well. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up or a subscription perhaps. If you didn't like this episode, well, post a comment and tell me why. Either way, thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.